Hi, I'm Andrew from Chair 10 Marketing, and today we're going to talk about competitive metrics in Google Ads and Bing. Here on the whiteboard today we have an example of what we call the SERP, or Search Engine Results page. Generally on a search engine results page we have 2 to 4 ads at the top, then we have 7 or 8 organic results, so people that didn't pay to be on Google, and then we have an ad or 2 at the bottom of the page. Advertisers compete to be on the top spot on the page depending on how much they bid. The higher you bid on a keyword, any keyword, the more often you're going to appear for that search, and the higher on the page generally you're going to appear for that search. Competitive metrics tell us how often you're appearing on the page and where you're appearing on the page. So the most basic competitive metric is called search impression share, and you've probably seen that in a report that we've sent you. It basically just tells us how often, for searches where you're eligible, so eligible meaning you have a keyword that's related to the search, how often are you showing on the page at all? And that includes the whole page, so it includes the ads at the top of the page, it includes the ads at the bottom of the page. There's 2 reasons why that number might not be 100%. The first is, as I've mentioned before, it is a competitive auction, and so you might be being outbid by your competitors, which isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's not worth it to bid very high on certain keywords if they're not leading to conversions and ultimately sales and revenue. The second reason that you might not be on the page at all is because you're limited by your daily budget. That's a really easy fix. All you have to do is ask your account manager to raise your daily budget so we can drive more conversions at the same cost per conversion without affecting your bids. There are 2 other competitive metrics that we look at that are better and more specific than search impression share. The first is search top impression share. It's really the same as search impression share, except it excludes ads on the bottom of the page. So it just tells us how often did you show above the fold or above organic results on the page. That's really important because generally, and especially on mobile, and mobile is becoming the majority of searches made, people don't scroll down to the bottom of the page, and so you might get credit for search impression share. You might get credit for that impression even though no one ever looks at your ads or clicks on your ad. So search top impression share really tells us more accurately how often you're showing in a way where people will see your ad and hopefully engage with your ad. Search absolute top impression share is a step further, and it tells us how often that you are the first ad on the top of the page. The absolute first, depending on the search, sometimes there's a map, sometimes they show the business on the side. Search absolute top is just, for that search, are you at the most top that you can be for that search? Generally, we don't target the first spot on the page always. It's okay if sometimes you're on the first spot on the page for certain keywords, but it's really useful for gauging the performance of a branded ad campaign. So for example, if we are bidding on the term Chair 10 Marketing, so we always want to be at the top for Chair 10 Marketing so our customers and potential customers can see it, that would be a branded ad campaign. So today we have just touched on the surface of competitive metrics. In Google Ads and Bing there are hundreds of metrics that we didn't talk about today that we as an agency use to gauge pay-per-click performance. If you have interest in learning more about those metrics and how we manage accounts, please feel free to reach out to us today at chair10marketing.com.